This is a karate black belt, and I'm an Aikido black belt. And we were about to find out if I can pull off my Aikido against karate. But his journey starts when I sparred another karate black belt, Jesse Enkam, who did not go easy on me. No matter what I tried, I couldn't get close enough to him to apply my Aikido. Yet over the years, I realized that the best place to pull Aikido off is in the clinch, the closest fighting position. But successfully getting into a clinch is an art on its own, which I haven't yet mastered when I was sparring with a karate nerd. My failed sparring with Jesse, where I did not pull off even a single Aikido technique, then led me on a mission to Thailand, where I spent a week training at the most well-known Muay Thai gym in the world, Tiger Muay Thai, with a goal to improve my clinch, since Muay Thai is one of the best when it comes to getting into a clinch and working from it. Here, I was joining regular classes and I also went to privates. But while the privates with the local coaches were good, it was mostly about doing, aka punching and kicking the mitts, and not a lot of time for questions. Meanwhile, I had a lot of questions I had to ask in order to learn to clinch and to make my Aikido work. Luckily, as I was training in the advanced group, I started seeing another area of the gym being worked by the pros, where they were giving a lot of attention to details and questions were asked constantly. I knew that while I'm here, I just have to get into that class as well. So right after, as shameless as I was, I searched around the entire gym and found one of the two coaches who happened to be Rafael Fiziev, the currently ranked number 6 lightweight fighter in the UFC. And once I found him, I told him that although I suck as a fighter and I'm just an amateur, I really want to get into his class. And lucky for me, he agreed to let me join. And the next day when I joined Rafael's class, it happened to be a class on clinching, which Rafael is amazing at, and it was exactly what I needed. But after the class ended, I still had a lot of questions. And to my unfortune, Rafael quickly disappeared from the scene. Yet luck still didn't turn away from me, as the second coach was still hanging around. And this guy was a beast on his own. It was Matthew Semper, professional Muay Thai fighter with close to 100 fights, out of which he won a whopping 41 of them with a knockout. He also has an inspirational story of moving to Thailand in order to transform himself from a 320-pound gamer into a 160-pound beast. Once I asked Matt my questions about setting up the clinch, he was very generous with his detailed answers, during which he explained that as a small fighter, he's often forced to set up a clinch. And he usually does that by throwing overcompensating shots, using feints to close the distance, or forcing the opponent to defend and then coming in. Then after working on the clinch for a while and spending 2 more days training at Tiger Muay Thai, it was time for me to come back home. But now I had expanded my toolset and had new material to work during my kickboxing classes. Now the question was, will this be enough to compensate for my lack of knowledge during my first Aikido versus karate sparring? And if I will be able to redeem myself sparring karate black belt Sensei Seth? It was time to find out the answer. Although I knew it's not going to be easy, as Seth is a big, strong guy. You could almost say like a tank. And speaking of tanks, this video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. It's an immersive combat experience with more than 2,000 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships, with insane dedication to authenticity. Each vehicle in the game is crafted with amazing attention to detail and is historically accurate. War Thunder captivates military history fans with its extensive vehicle collection, spanning with over a century of warfare evolution. My favorite part of the game is the hyper-realistic vehicle damage system, which adds a new level of immersion. This, combined with stunning 4K visuals and authentic sound effects, really brings the battlefield to life. The game is available on multiple platforms and previous console generations and is completely free to play. When you register on PC using my link, you'll receive a massive bonus pack. Just click the link in the description or pinned comments. And now, for a limited time only, play War Thunder's special event with Atomic Heart, an FPS game set in a mutant-infested Soviet future. Fight or control awesome machines and get cool rewards. Just hurry up, as the event ends in July. Now, back to the sparring. Oh, this is gonna be fun. My first success with a clinch came earlier than I expected. After Seth threw a high kick, I used the opportunity to successfully enter into the clinch. At the same time, it wasn't really a fair entry, as Seth clearly pulled his kick, so let's not count this one. As expected from a karateka, Seth was great at keeping his distance, and although we were going light, he wasn't giving up by letting me enter for free. Then I used some striking to set up and enter into a clinch, where Seth was kind enough to give me some space to work on my Aikido. But although I was working on a wrist takedown, he still decided to sneak in a hip toss, which I managed to defend.
He's wrong.
While I was looking for a new Aikido takedown move, Seth kindly showed some of the strikes he would use on me. But then I finally found a way to enter into an Aikido technique called Ikkyo. Yet, Seth was not impressed by it. And although I tried to switch it into another technique, Seth still defended it, reminding me that size difference does matter a lot, as I was able to pull off these movements on smaller opponents. But then I entered to try to do a third Aikido technique, which led into an actual takedown. And then after climbing Seth as a tree,
I was trying to like straight face to the camera. It did hurt. I can't let you get close to me.
We restarted. During our second round, I managed to get into a clinch after a few attempts. But then finding an Aikido technique there was still not easy. And after multiple failed attempts, we took a break during which Jeff Chan fed us some Australian snacks, and Seth gave me some additional tips how to improve entering into a clinch.
Use the same motion that I would typically do to kick you. I'm gonna make you think kick.
And after putting in some practice time on what Seth taught me, we were ready to go for a final round at my attempt to pull off Aikido against karate. And this time, I was already starting to apply what Sensei Seth taught me. But the question was, will that be enough to make my Aikido work? And although Seth was defending my moves,
no Tim Tams for you!
If I would, I'm just gonna say this on the record. If I wouldn't have fallen down, you would have worked harder. You know.
Yeah. He's the most humble guy. I'm the most humblest. I should write a book on being humble. I'm like number 2, so I never like think like, oh, this is good.
No. You got that wrist lock, and it worked. It worked really well. I'm gonna have to shake my wrist out.
finally I pulled off another Aikido takedown. There were many times during my Aikido journey where after trying to make it work and failing, I came to a conclusion that it's not going to work. But maybe the conclusion I should have come to is that I wasn't able to make it work yet.
If you want to see all of the episodes of how I tried to make my Aikido work from scratch, click on this playlist right here. In the meantime, I wish you to own your journey. And if you haven't started playing War Thunder yet, this is the perfect opportunity. Click the link in the description or pinned comments and experience the thrill of War Thunder. And if you register on PC using my link, you'll receive a massive bonus pack that includes vehicles, boosters, and more.